Hi everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. It's Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we play Crafty Roulette. So, you're gonna see the next 5 weeks of me in this similar outfit with the same makeup. I'm filming all these intros on the exact same day. I'm trying to get ahead. You guys know that I have a couple of illnesses that sometimes bring me down, and if I can get ahead, then I really want to do that. So today it's going to be the very first video where we use 4 wheels instead of 3. So yeah, let's get started. All right, y'all, if you're new here, new to my channel, you're like, what is Crafty Roulette? I am on a crafty no-buy. So my goal for the rest of 2021 is to shop my own stash and use items that I already have that haven't been touched before. And I thought a fun way to do that would be to do it roulette style. So I put all my supplies into 4 different wheels. I have a stamp set wheel, I have a pattern paper wheel, I have a technique wheel, and then I have a wheel for all of my standalone dies. And each Wednesday, I let Lady Luck pick my craft supplies, and then I make a card using them. I've had to stretch a couple times. I've definitely had to stretch, like, it definitely stretches me, not only my supplies, but it also pushes me out of my comfort zone. And I just am having so much fun with it. So let's bring up the wheel. So I'm going to do a screen recording, so give me a second to set that up. And like I said, you're going to be seeing this outfit for the next 5 weeks, and I apologize, but again, I want to make sure I can keep doing this for you, and even when I'm not feeling well. Okay, let's start with the stamp set. So this has all of my stamp sets in it. If it's one I've already used, or I think in last week's video we used a crafting Kimmy. If we get another crafting Kimmy, I'm gonna roll again. Here we go. Oh boy. Chris says shovel and pail. Okay, it's been a few weeks since we used one of Krista's designs, so we'll do that one. Spin the wheel. Now that's a digital image, so if I get like watercolor or something, I'm not sure I'll be able to do it because I don't have any MFT very merry. Okay, shovel and pail. Wait, is that the one I just used? I honestly can't remember. I know I just used an MFT Christmas with the octopus card. You guys remember? Oh Lord. Alcohol inks. God dang it. All right, here we go. A die set. Oh Lord, oh Lord. Okay. So I'm using a shovel and pail digital image with a Christmas pattern paper, alcohol inks, and a Stitch Grassy Hill die. Okay. So let me go grab those supplies. We'll head over to my craft table, and I will do what I can with this. Alright friends, you may remember me saying that I couldn't do the first video or the first set of supplies because I was waiting on something to come in, and they did come in. So the first is this little blower thing. It just helps you blow the ink around rather than trying to use a straw. I got a little palette just in case, and then I bought a fan brush. So yeah, so here are the images. I have 2 different sizes. I'm not sure which size I'm gonna, oh, are they all the same? Maybe they're all the same. I thought they were different sizes. It's been a hot minute since I cut those out. This is the die. I don't know why I have it Grassy Knoll. It's not called Grassy Knoll. It's just called Stitch Grass. We're going to use that. This is the paper. I've already used this paper, didn't I? Yeah, I used this paper with the octopus. So let's see if we can get a different paper pad. Not necessarily better, but a different one. Because I'm trying to use stuff I haven't used. I've used that on camera before. Let's get something else. Whimsical Blooms. That's Catherine Pooler. Whimsical Blooms. Let's see if I can find that. That actually looks like, was that like this water? So my idea for this card was to create like a water background. I may still do that. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with this paper. What? I don't know what we're gonna do with this paper, y'all. That could almost look like paper or water. Why didn't I just stick with the other one? You know what? I think we're gonna use this stripe. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Wish me luck. Listen, if I can make a snowman, praying snowman, I can make this, right? Great. Okay, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna make two backgrounds. One with smolder and mineral to make like a sandy background, and then I'm gonna make like water background. I've got some blues, so we'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Okay. I can't even tell you how much I enjoyed this process. So I have a piece of Yupo, I think it's called, and then I'm just adding all three blues. And then I'm going to use the fan brush to kind of fan the inks around. And I just wanted it to look like waves. And I thought this really worked out really well. But I wanted a bit more white and a bit more texture. So I brought in the blending solution, and then I'm heating it with my heat tool as I go over it. So later I'm going to put a little bit of white paint on that. And yeah. So for the brown one, the first one, I couldn't get it out, so I had to like swoosh it. And this one, I did the same thing at first, and then I was like, I don't want it to look the same. I want it to have a different texture. So in a minute, I'm going to take my, yeah, you can kind of see it here. I'm kind of turning my brush and then going over it. And then I'm going to get some more, and I'm going to pounce the brush this time. So it looks like we have a little bit of just texture. I wanted texture, because this is working as my sand. And I really liked how this one turned out. So I brought some acrylic paint. This is white. And I'm using the tip of the brush, just to kind of stipple some white to get some sand. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm using a stitched heel border for the sand. I'm using another stitched heel border for the blue, the water. And then initially I brought in a piece of green cardstock to cut out the grass. And I'm going to just run all this through my Gemini, and I'm going to put this on a dark kind of, not emerald, kind of a turquoisey color from MFT. And this is where I'm like, okay, I'm going to put these two together. And that ended up being perfect. They're basically the opposite of each other. And I put one on top of the other and then just glued them together. And then I brought in, like I said, I brought in this green, and I'm like, it just didn't go. Like, it's bright, which I like, but it just didn't feel like it went. And here you can see me adhering the water to the front and then the other one to the back. So I'm putting this down. I'm like, this doesn't go. This doesn't go. And I actually made two of the backgrounds of the blue one, but I also had this big chunk of blue left. And I'm like, let me bring in some greens and we'll just make a whole other sheet. So that's exactly what I did. I just added some green. You can see me doing this here. I'm going to do a very similar technique as I did earlier, just kind of smush it around, and then I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to cut it with the grass dye, and that's going to be our grass. And here you can see, I just felt like it went better. Like, I think if I'd even ink blended the plain cardstock, I may have liked it, but I actually really love this. So initially I thought I was going to make a small thing, and then I was like, no, let me go ahead and make a card front. So this is a die from Pink and Main. This is their stitch rectangles. This is the largest one. I believe it cuts down to 4 by 5 1/4. And that leaves us just enough border of that paper from Catherine Pooler for later. So I'm going to run all this through. And the reason why I adhered everything first is because I wanted the stitching to line up. And it's a bit easier that way. You waste a little bit of paper, but you get 3 sheets of that. Oh, I hadn't adhered it yet. Getting ahead of myself. You guys, I filmed like 4 videos yesterday. I am like brain dead today, so I apologize. So I'm looking for a bigger piece of that striped paper because initially I'd cut it down, and like I said, I decided that I didn't want it to be cut down any further. So I'm going to go ahead and just adhere those two together, just using some tape runner that I picked up off the Amazons. So I'm trying to figure out placement for that bucket and that pail. That's what you see me doing here after I get everything adhered. I really wanted it to look like the bucket was sitting in sand. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out the places that should be, so you can see behind it, like between the pail and the shovel, then under the handle of the pail, and then I thought about doing the part on the handle, and I was like, that's a little much. So I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do, and I thought, you know what, I can just cut a slit in that brown paper, that brown background, and have it look like it's sitting in sand. So I brought in the die again, and I just wanted a little piece of this. I'm going to turn this a little sideways and run it through. And then we're going to get to coloring. So fast and simple coloring. I'm using R56, 45, and 36. This is my favorite red combination. And then I think for yellow, it's 942. 842. It's one of those, but the coloring isn't the important part of this. The alcohol inks to me were the more important part, and you guys have seen me color a lot lately, so this just went real quick. And then for the sand, I just brought in some browns and I just dotted. I just used dots to make it, and then I left a little bit of white because there's always like gravel or seashells in sand, so yeah. Again, using my X-Acto knife to cut a spot for them to go in, and then I'm just going to adhere this, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this with some Scotch mounting foam. I'm going to have to buy a new one soon. Mine is almost out. I think I've had it for like 2 or 2.5 years. I've had it a long time. And then I was like, okay, do I want a sentiment? Do I not want a sentiment? And I decided I did want one. So this is the Hello die from Pink and Main again. And then this is a cloud die from My Favorite Things. And I put one of the adhesive sheets on the back of this. This is white glitter paper. And I cut out the hello and the clouds. And I thought that would make a pretty good sentiment. And it could still be a birthday card or whatever you want it to be. But I like the look of it because I was thinking sometimes when you're at the beach, the planes fly over with their messages. And I thought, oh, this would be really cute. Or, you know, it could look like clouds or whatever. So that's what I thought in my brain. That's what I thought in my brain. So once I get those adhered, that's going to be it for this week's card. Thank you so much for joining me today. Your question of the day is, have you ever built a sandcastle? I have never built a sandcastle. So make sure you answered the question below if you want a chance to win. I will be announcing winners at the end of the month. I will probably do June and July at the end of July, just because I need to get ahead with filming and stuff. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your support on this series. I'm having so much fun. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.